You know what I'm saying, bro? There's nothing about like if people could zoom in and see the dog hair that's
Hold
on
on,
me.
let me see if we can get this cracked.
Come on, baby. I wish I could do something cool like that, but my Corona's come popped because we stay on our beach.
But yeah, the amount of dog hair on this mic.
Brother,
It's not as glamorous as people think. What's up?
but that's part of the glamour, brother. You know, when a man's best friend, if you're not carrying your best friend with you, what are you doing?
I'll tell you what, it never stops. It never ceases.
None, as one scratches at the door.
Well, what the hell is going on? I think we just kind of walked our way into this.
Brother, it's Tuesday. It's Taco Tuesday.
Can we just have full disclosure for the public? It's been a long day already.
It's been quite the day.
I'm gonna be guys. I wouldn't feel honest if I just made you guys think that like
Brother.
we just met up and turned this on. Right? It's been a long day, and
but not in a bad way.
not in a bad way whatsoever.
way.
But anytime you're drinking blue Curacao and Red Bull before 2 p.m.,
I can't tell you the last time I had a mixed drink with a Red Bull besides today. Like it has been years.
that's what goldfish memory. You don't need to remember a lot.
Shout out to our bartender, Caitlin at Buffalo Wild Wings. We are Buffalo Wild Wings.
Dwayne is a real Buffalo Wild Wings
Not even a
advocate.
question.
I will say.
Not
I'm
even
not,
a question.
The jury's still out for me, but after today,
Look, you drank a blue and orange Bronco drink.
because you were like, there was a menu and there were colors on it, and I got excited, and you were like, "You get one, I'll get one."
It's like there's a placard with colors on it. They're thinking we're
It doesn't
kindergartners.
take much. I'm not gonna sit here and act like a placard with colors on it
Brother,
doesn't ring my bell.
They didn't know if we were at a bar or taking an eye test for our driver's license. They're like, what are you?
I was looking at. I was like E3. They were like blue Curacao.
All right.
Okay, cool.
How
But
we
yeah, and then
feeling,
we did
brother?
that, and then we came over here, and we were just rapping to
Freestyling,
old Kanye
brother.
style beats for. I mean, conservatively 2 hours.
That's light work, and that might even be on the light end of things. But we're here now. Shout out to welcome to the Aloe
Guys,
Show.
It's welcome to my favorite number, my lucky number, episode 11.
Is it 11?
11. 2 sticks of dynamite.
11 is a good number.
It's my favorite number.
11 is a good number.
Yeah, that's my number in every sport I played, all that fun. So that was me.
Really?
That was my shit. Yeah, 11 was my. I fuck with 11.
See,
so
I
this
had
so this episode means
What
something.
were the numbers you wore? I had 3.
11. I wore 11 a lot. Like that was kind of always my choice.
Your go-to?
34.
That's
Which
a weird
that
number.
was kind of like my dookie number when you're playing sophomore football and they call you up and you just gotta pick what they
you
got.
I
34 at Walter Payton. I mean,
no, but that's
yeah,
see
I
in
made it
football
look-
that still resonates.
I made it look good.
That
resonates.
resonates.
I made it look good.
Were you like an armband, like sleeve? What was the swag? As far as
You want to do this right now?
yeah, brother.
I was.
Or were you just like no gloves, finger tape? Like,
What do you think I was, bro?
see, it gets tricky.
No,
because
just-
you're a fan of Ray Lewis. Ray Lewis was like
Okay.
he just
But ask yourself honestly, do you look at me and go, that guy's Ray Lewis?
no. I'd feel you have like maybe a visor. Did you have a visor?
Oh, bro, visor.
Okay, see?
armbands.
You hang, to be
gloves.
honest, you hang with too many African Americans to not have swag, brother. And I know you got swag, so I already know what you.
The
like.
back plate was out.
Oh, you had a back
The
plate.
towel.
My dog was Marcus Big out here just playing linebacker.
My high school colors were white and brown. Somehow I had brown sleeves on my shoe. Like I was making a way no matter what.
We're here for it, brother.
And you're
Shout
here
out to
for
my
it
dog.
as well.
Shout out to my dog.
Guys, what's going on, everybody? Quick, cheers real quick, brother. It's been Corona and Twisted Tea has been
Look,
the energy today.
And wild herds. That's what they're called at Buffalo Wild Wings. And so, yeah, welcome. How you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. I mean, it's been it's Tuesday. We normally record on Mondays. That didn't happen.
Yeah.
But we're here now.
Yes, we
and
are.
feels good. Woke up, had to work on a record for somebody, handled that.
Come on.
Then met up
Slid
with
on
you
that.
guys and was like, my original plan was like, I'm gonna meet up with Dwayne around 11 and we'll cook up, and then I'll go like
And
handle my day.
We did do that. We just cooked in a different way. Like we just didn't know the pot would be involved with.
If you guys are watching this
very,
podcast, I'm not going to make a bold claim, but chances are you enjoy the friendship a little bit. So we had to do a little research and development. We had to do a little friendshipping.
Sometimes you gotta put in work just to reassure, like, all parts are here.
Okay,
all parts are here.
Yeah, this dog can hunt.
Very good analogy, bro.
Yeah, but so yeah, I mean, that was kind of my day.
Yeah.
Just been hanging. How about yourself, big dog?
Bruh, got up, got to it. I've been into this new ice face plunges in the morning. Brother, there's nothing like sticking your face in a bowl of ice at 5 a.m. And that sounded kinky to the freak people. I'm single right now, so like, I'd be still like granted, I follow where your head was going.
That's because it was.
Yeah, it was. I follow where your head was going, but I'm single, so we got to deal with the bowl of ice for now.
No,
but
I mean,
but it works.
Shout out to that. It's just kind of like a speed. It's a bullet train to getting those heat shock proteins.
I'm saying like you feel a little hungover, or you feel a little just like lackadaisical. Stick your head in a bowl of ice water.
You just can't stop talking. Put your, stick your face in a bowl
of ice, brother. You arguing with your chick when you wake up, brother. Just go straight to the plunge.
That's it.
Solves every problem.
I mean, if I could do a whole ice bath every day, I would. There's just like, there's a whole component of storing it, keeping it going. Like,
well, the whole body. Look, first of all, I have a whole husky just scratching over here. Are you good? The whole like ice bath thing, I'm not. I would do it, but I'm not sure I'd be like as willing to do it as just a face plunge.
I mean, I'm here to tell you, a face plunge and an ice bath are two totally different fucking worlds.
Not even a question. Just would you like to say something?
Luca, can we, producer? Are we good?
Yeah. She's.
This is
we're
gold.
Not good. She's like, we're not good. Mike's not right.
Just checking in.
Yep. And she's out of here.
And just like that.
Yeah, a whole body plunge is different, brother. That's a different type of commitment.
See, I mean, I fuck with that. A cold shower just it's just too much anticipation. Like, I'm like double dutching to jump in there. I'd rather just
see cold shower. I feel like I always end my showers on a cold front.
That's crazy.
No,
you end them on a cold one.
Not even a question.
Every single shower. Heat up on the.
No. Every single shower. So I start hot, wash, do whatever I got to do in there. Ending the shower, last 30 seconds, I'm going full cold. I always do that.
Okay.
And it's like, I don't know. It's always been.
I'm not gonna
look, brother.
I'm not gonna say it's a good or bad idea.
Maybe that's why I'm single. It's like, damn it. If I would have just kept the shower warm.
Brother, I don't know the circles you run in. But elite ones.
Elite.
Well, yeah, so I mean, but other than that, we just been kind of hanging all day. I know the weekend for the both of us was solid, and shout out to everyone who's been listening. We did get hit up today while I was at a Buffalo Wild Wings, drinking a Red Bull concoction is the word I'd use.
Red Bull diabetes.
Anytime you get a drink that's two different colors,
that aren't even close in compatibility
at all. Definitely different Pantones, different color swatches.
Brother.
It means something. So I got hit up by one of our loyal, loving, and caring listeners.
Come on.
Said, what's up?
Do we know?
Do we know what?
Them by name?
Yeah, Savona's the homie Savona.
Come on.
Yeah. She was like, I'd be interested to hear more about the just a little bit of Cole and Dwayne lore. How we got here, how did we meet, how we do all those things. Oh. And I literally told her, I said, well, we're recording in a couple hours, which ended up being a couple hours after that.
It'll be in 10 hours.
Yeah. I was like, we could do that today. Your wish is our command. The guys, the thing is you could literally just hit us and talk about something.
Whatever you want.
And I'll just do it. There's really no... They're like, what's going on in the Middle East? I'm like, I'll take a shot. I'll take a stab.
I'll figure it out.
I got a couple ideas.
How did we? Yeah, we met. I was playing football at the time,
which is crazy.
Which is crazy now that I think about it.
Why were you playing? I don't even remember why.
Brother, do you want to know the reason I started playing football?
Yes, please. I'd like to do it while it's recorded on the
What
internet.
is funny is I had someone who I dated who started dating a football player, like a real football player.
Okay.
And I was like, you know what? I can play fucking football.
Did you just pick a sport out of spite?
Rather, a sport out of spite. Like, let me tell you. I was like, you know what? And
you were like, I'm going to dedicate time and effort and train to this.
Which let me know, like, yo, I'm like just an overall athlete. And it was like, cool. Hawaii was like, bet, we need you, but we need you to get your GPA up because school wasn't my thing.
Sure.
Do a year at Walnut, we got you. So, brother, went out to Walnut, had a teammate named Rashid. Sheed.
I'll just put a little button in this part right here before you proceed. Rashid was my homie, who we played football together in high school. That was my dog. Haven't talked to him forever, but I'll just say still is my dog. Wonderful dude.
Still is my dog, and I haven't talked to Sheed since I seen him in college.
Wonderful dude. He didn't even know what he put together. But so yeah, that was my dog, and he was just side note, just so I get it on wax.
Good, actually.
He was an incredible football player who was done dirty by some coaches. He should have been in the SEC playing for Alabama or some shit.
Everybody at the school would talk about that. Everybody would be like, "Yo, he's nice," and he was so chill. Shout out to
he kind of got dealt a bad hand out there, but shout out to Sheed. Yeah. So yeah, go back to you, sir.
So Sheed, what we would do every night before practice, we would just sit and freestyle, and like we drink a little bit, and we drink and freestyle. And then one night he's wearing a hoodie, and it's a sharp hoodie, and I was like, bro, that hoodie is fire. I need that. He was like, my boy Cole made it. I said, well, can you call him? And he was like, well, it's funny because he raps as well. He calls you up, and brother, you freestyled over the phone as if like Lil Wayne was in prison, my dog, which is amazing.
I think that was the funniest part, is because at that time I wasn't doing music, but at the same time I was just like doing it. And the thought now of just like
busting bars over the
rapping
phone
for a minute to a stranger on the phone, I would rather kill myself.
But it made sense because I appreciate it in the sense of like, now it makes sense we're friends, because now I look back, I'm like, brother, I'm not sure somebody else would appreciate it, and I'm not sure like, someone else would do it. Like,
it was a real one of one. That Venn diagram closed right where it was supposed to, because I remember barring the fuck down.
Yeah.
I was over at my homie, shout out to Rome from the last episode. I was over with him, and I remember just, you hit me, and you were just like, hey, bro, this shit is cool. I make music. And I think, I don't know how it came up, but I rapped a verse I had, and you were like, this shit is crazy.
Yeah.
And then what happened?
I was like, you should be doing music. Like, I think you really should be doing music. And I truly meant that. And fast forward a little bit, you had the hoodie line, and he was like, bro, you mind doing a shoot?
Yeah, that's what,
Did the shoot in downtown LA, which is now literally like, 5 minutes away from here? Literally where we shot at. Crazy.
We just like randomly went to some train. It was like it was the most 2011 ass Tumblr shoot you could possibly imagine.
But I mean,
it was the most like, yo, what if there was graffiti in train tracks?
But what I'm saying is like, what did we know beyond that?
I didn't know shit. I can promise you that. I can promise you I didn't know shit. That? But I remember being out there, and I remember
my Samoan uncles
drove
me out there.
I remember you pulled up with a handful of Samoans.
Shout out to my Uncle Spoon and my Uncle Uli.
And they were cool as hell.
Hell yeah.
But at the same time, I was like, who's this dude security guards?
Come on.
Like, what is this?
Hell yeah. Look, bro, we pulled up. Ever since then, man, it's been a pleasure, brother.
Shout out to that. No, but that was, so we met from that, and we stayed in touch, and it was always It was always good. We'd always hang out, but it was definitely more sparingly. And then I'd say about 2 years before the pandemic, it was more often.
Oh,
but
for sure.
definitely when the pandemic hit and you lived 2 streets away,
streets over?
that's when it was. That's when we just developed our own language. That was
what?
That was the.
We had,
that was the only reason this
one
exists.
Street, 2 streets over, it was me. 2 streets over, it was our boy Freedom. Shout out to our dog Free. It was what? Are you kidding me?
It was definitely. I mean, that was the point where you start. At that point, it's just like, okay, we're just talking nonsense, and we're having a great day. That's where a podcast comes from. Is when you're just like, when you're laughing so hard, and you're like, we're dumb enough to think that other people want to hear this.
It makes too much sense to not make sense.
There you go.
And that's what happened.
And yeah, and so that was a little, had that.
Yeah.
And
we've been thugging ever since.
Been thugging for a fucking minute.
Yeah. Look.
But yeah,
relationships we've been through. We've seen each other navigate through it. Now we have a podcast, and we're 11 episodes in. What the fuck is happening?
If I pay attention to it, it'll feel weird.
Right? You know what I'm saying? All right, we'll just
nah, man. I just remember us doing that, and I remember there's a whole bunch of ancillary stories that all lead to where we are now. But hopefully that gave you a little bit of a, or anyone who was curious, a little bit of a backstory.
So now,
yeah,
I gotta put you on the spot.
Please.
Now that we fast forward and got here,
okay.
We know you're newly single, brother.
You're smiling too hard.
Yeah.
You're smiling. I hate how you're smiling.
We know you're newly single, brother.
Sure. How many months does that have to be newly?
Well, that's what, brother.
Okay.
I still say I'm newly single, and I'm 4.5
That's a little
years
weird.
In,
I'm not gonna
I'm Benjamin Buttoning the love life right now.
Nah, bro, you're
anybody I said, I'd be like, I'm newly single. I've just been.
I'm working. I'm figuring it out.
I'm working on it,
bro. You'd have if you went to school when that happened, you'd have a whole degree by now.
Noah came back and got the other 2 animals from the first ones he got. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? You could just throw a Bible parable in there. It still won't make sense.
You know that?
What's up?
How are we feeling about the new singleness? Are we enjoying it? Are we you know what? I miss
dog. I mean, I'm a just be lame as hell right now if you want me to.
Nah. What do
All
you
right,
mean?
cool.
There's no such thing.
All right. Well, the truth is I'm gonna be honest. I love love.
Yeah.
I enjoy it.
That's
kind of
not
my
lame
shit.
at all.
I do. So to be honest, if there was a preferential thing,
Yeah.
I enjoy sharing that with somebody.
Brother, that is beautiful. Why would that be lame?
Because it is.
Look, I mean, yeah,
but I mean, it's way less cool. But
why?
I don't know. But shut up. But
I feel you, dog. I'm a lover too.
I will say I'm someone who's like that. I enjoy companionship.
Yeah.
It wasn't something that I knew for a long time in my life, but once it started happening, I was like, oh, this is great. So I would say that is preferential. I do enjoy that.
Word.
But at the same time, I think that everything makes sense
Facts.
when it's happening. And a huge part of it for me is just being like, oh, okay, well, take a little time to. I'm somebody who's I'm a helper. I'm somebody who helps and really is trying to usher in whatever. And so it's okay, take a bit of that energy and help yourself.
Word.
So yeah.
Look, brother. Come on.
Does that make sense, people?
Brother, if it made any more sense, I'd feel like the smartest man in the world.
Any more sense and it'd be exact change.
I see what you did there.
Hey.
I see what you did.
She like that too. She like that too.
I see what you did there, brother. I see what you did there.
She like that too.
Wordsmith. You're welcome.
Well, that's my mic drop. You have any more questions about this, sir?
About what, love?
Well, you just asked me. You asked me. I'm like, you have any follow ups or?
Nah, that's what I wanted to know. I wanted to know how we feel about the dating space. How that's cool. We got a follow up question.
Okay, I don't like what.
How do we feel about navigating the dating
What
space
is
now?
What does navigating even mean?
I mean, it means like, how do you feel about
just like
moving?
maneuvering is just an entity?
Because it feels different.
I don't feel any kind of way, bro. I feel like.
Are you nervous? Are you excited? Like that? Those are ways to feel.
Those are ways to feel. I would say I'm excited. I think we talked about guys. Listen, we filmed about 4 podcasts today. That we just didn't press record. Okay. If you're not pouring over feelings at a Glendale Buffalo Wild Wings,
Glendale Buffalo Wild Wings,
I just don't believe you got friends. That's how I feel.
A therapist for what?
For what? I have a Buffalo Wings bartender.
Come on, shout out.
I'm not saying that she's got all the certifications, but she's at least health and safety certified.
She has enough.
She
has enough.
Says she won't transmit E. coli. She will wash her hands, which is more from a lot of you.
Watch these thoughts, Lord. Watch these thoughts. Yeah. So we're excited. We're excited.
For me personally, I'm just accepting it as like, okay, a lot of times, if we'll delve beneath the surface a little bit here.
I mean,
I will.
Treasures aren't found on the surface, so
sometimes, all right.
There's a map for a reason. There's a map.
No,
for a reason.
I think for me personally that I'm somebody who I can get away with a lot. I can feel like somebody because people have assumptions or whatever, and
Word.
I can act like it instead of being like it. And I feel like for me at this point with this, I was just like, oh, okay. Like instead of just kind of sitting back and just being like, okay, well, people think I'm good or people think it's good, and that's enough for me. It was like, no, I'm gonna go be the guy. I'm gonna go find what I want, and I'm gonna go be that.
Talk that talk.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's just a lot more of that for me.
Man. Taking risks.
Sometimes it's a lot of it is just knowing what you want. A lot of times we don't ask ourselves, what do we want?
And sometimes you don't know what you want until you go out and find what you don't want.
I would say the only way you know what you want is if you find what you don't want.
It is very true. Facts. This is 100%. Well, but welcome to the dating field. Not that I can welcome you. I'm not even part of it. They just got me at the door.
I was gonna say at this point you're a legacy. Like they just
like I'd like to be a myth. Like they're like, yo, D's been single and he's out here, and I'm like,
I thought you were gonna ask the Buffalo Wild Wings lady out.
I was going to.
Well, because when we walked outside and you were still in there.
No, I actually just bought the guy who I always see at the bar. The homie. He's like an old white dude who reminds me of a homie that I know, and he's like, "Hey, brother." He reminds me of one of my friends that I already know, and I was like, when my homie gets old, I hope somebody buys him a beer. I hope he has friends too. So I bought him a beer.
We walked outside now, and you stayed back, and I was like, "Oh shit, maybe he's talking to this this bartender."
No.
He's like, "No, you were just in there."
Still, no. We got up from the bar, walking out. Homie was like, "Hey, brother, nice to see you again, man." I was like, "Nice to see you, dog." And I thought it was just like, I was like, oh, but his homies aren't here. He's usually with 2 other homies.
Okay.
So it's like somebody seeing me, you, and Kelly at the bar every single day, but then they only see me. I would hope somebody buys me a drink. My friends aren't here. It's just me. It's just me. And I was like, I feel bad now. I was like, because we're leaving. I think he thought we were going to invite him to come sit with us. Which we should have. That's on y'all.
I'd never even seen this person. I couldn't even tell you who it was.
Well, what does it take?
Also, you have to understand, I had blue carousel in my system. I'm not responsible for anything I was doing.
I still I
sat in a Buffalo Wild Wings on a Tuesday at 11:47 a.m.
My question.
Sat there and you pointed at a list of seasonal Red Bull beverages,
Brother.
and you were like, "Which one do you want? Let's both get one." And me, as just someone who can't say no to a challenge, looked at it was literally, guys. Anytime a drink is just two colors, it was called a blue and orange. That's all it was. And guys,
no creative name.
And just so you know, it was blue and orange.
No creative name.
That was it.
No creative name.
There was Southern Comfort.
But would it matter if it was Friday at 5?
Would it matter?
Yeah.
Yes.
Why? Why would it matter?
Because just subliminally, I feel like if it was Friday, 5 p.m., and I was like, oh, shit, yeah, I guess I'll have this primary color-ass beverage. And
you know what my thought would be? My thought would be like, if I had it at Friday at 5 p.m., I'd be like, what the fuck took me so long? What took me so long
that's
to
the difference.
have fun?
And see, that's the difference.
You know what I'm saying? Like, speaking of what took so long, what the fuck took the Ravens so long to hand Derrick Henry the ball and realize, like, brother, that's the engine of y'all team right now.
There must be two wheels underneath you, and you may have a thing you can lean on, because that was a segue.
Look,
I tell you what, it's just where I just can't. I just remember a time on this podcast where we were like 0-2, and I was like, we're not going to lose another game. I just remember
y'all 4-2 now.
We're 4-2, which is still nasty. 4-2 is nasty.
Brother, my team is what?
3-3.
3-3.
You've lost 3 in a row. I get why you're drinking Red Bull cocktails at 11:40. Me moving like that, it was unbecoming for a gentleman. Someone who's 4-2,
is,
you know?
Is losing really, like, some people lost one time and that was the end. At least we keep going.
We have so many opportunities to lose. You have no
you know
idea.
What I'm saying? So
we can keep losing.
If we want to talk about what we talked about, we can rewind to what I said our record would be. We're on pace for exactly what I said we would be.
I think you'll be right. I think you'll prove to know what you're talking about.
I'm here for it.
But yeah, so short little football update. Yeah, of course the Ravens look fucking awesome. Derrick Henry.
Do they?
100%. Our defense.
Your offense looks great. Your offense looks amazing.
Well, so
your defense looks suspect.
What was fun? I mean, look. I'm not trying to be ageist here. Is our defensive coordinator my age? He's 32 years old.
Is he?
Yes.
What's his name?
His name is Zach Orr. He used to be a linebacker for the Ravens.
Come on, Zach.
Zachary. And I think that's fucking cool.
Yeah.
But they called in. We had an old D coordinator named Dean Pease.
Brother, at 32.
They brought in as like an advisor, because I was like, I'm sure they were like, we need some fucking
dog, at 32,
here.
The plans I was given to other grown men had nothing to do with formation.
You think I could draw up a blitz package?
I
couldn't.
Brother, I'd be like, hey, bro.
I couldn't find my car keys at the bar.
Hey, couple baddies over there, You go this way, I go this way. That's what we doing.
We call that a blitz package.
Look, not the same results.
We're running a 4-2-5 in Koreatown. That's all.
Hey, shout out to Korean barbecue. Look, 3 words. 3 words.
Oh God, damn it.
Short rib.
Here's a Korean short rib. But yeah. Man. I can't fucking. Dude, shut up. I'm trying to podcast. Chill.
We're here. We're podding.
Yeah. But yeah, regardless. Now, it seems like you have a puppy that you're taking care of. I don't know where he is right now.
Shout out to my brother Toe, Blaze, who is an amazing, phenomenal producer, phenomenal sound engineer. So works for the best of the best. If you want a sound engineer, tap in with my dog. If you want somebody to just throw a puppy on you,
he's great for it.
Shout out. Nah, my dog needed. He was like, yo, bro, I gotta work over in Korea, brother. Can you help me? And so now I have this sweet, sweet puppy who I'm now realizing is upstairs while somebody should be upstairs.
I'm keeping all of this.
You know, I'm just saying. I'm
keeping it all. There you go.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, nah, man. Well,
and I promise I'm not rude. That's just like, you know, I hold animals very close. Like, they're like people, bro. You wouldn't leave a kid upstairs. You know what I'm saying? Or would you?
Unless they are fucking
What
annoying.
type of parent would you be, Cole? Are you the parents like, you know what?
So so this is a good thing to think about in terms of parenting. Cause for me,
first of all, how many kids do you want? Ideally,
I mean, to be totally real, I could do 2 kids, but I want them like a year apart. Like, I want them to be like,
and came down empty-handed. Still,
I mean, you just gotta check. I get it. But yeah, I'd say 2, probably about, you know, year apart. But one thing I know about how I was raised was it was an invisible hand. It was laissez-faire. I could do whatever I wanted. I had no curfew. I had nothing.
Dang, no curfew?
But
when's the last time
there was an invisible
pressure?
line that I had that if I crossed, I might get punched in the face.
When's the last time you felt like you were pressured to come home? Like, age-wise. Like, when you were like, yo, mom's tripping. Big love to Mama Joan.
When did I think that?
Yeah, was there ever a time?
No, they would just randomly decide that they were mad at me for being late. That was just usually how it went. It would just it would be like
that's how parenting feels.
It would be
sometimes.
like I'd be totally fine all the time. I'd be coming home at 2 a.m, whatever the fuck. And then like one random time I come home and it's like me and a couple friends. And next thing I know, my dad is like coming down the stairs screaming at me. My dad is an actor, so when he screams, you're like, why the fuck is?
Are you playing a character?
You're like, why the fuck is Daniel Day-Lewis screaming at me right now, bro? Like, it was serious. And yeah, so I would say part of that felt good because it kind of feels like you give yourself enough rope to hang yourself with. It's like, hey, like, you got to learn what the limit is. But also, I have a huge fear of just having a kid who just like, to be honest, is just like an asshole. Like, just something that's out of my hand. Like, I'm just like, people are just like, oh, and I'm like, yeah.
Well, that's one of my fears too, is like, I picture my kid like being like either like me or one of my friends. And I'm like, that's so selfish, because then I just already have this predetermined cutout of what I want my kid to be. And I'm like, it's not fair to be disappointed that the kid is an individual.
I was gonna say I want my kid to be in some shit that I have no idea about.
See,
and they have to like teach me. Facts. Like, I have to be like, oh, you're into Magic the Gathering? I guess I gotta go to these nerd ass conventions.
Dungeons and Dragons? I don't know shit about that.
It's cool.
I don't watch anime.
Sounds
you like
good.
anime? Would you rather have a kid that's nerdy? Not in the, like, or one that's too cool to where they don't even like they bring their friends around and they're like, yeah, my dad's is like weird.
Dude, what are you talking? Give me the nerdy ass kid every time. I want some fucking manga reading ass. I want the full. I'd have no problem if my kid was just like the most Poindexter ass dude in the world. I have no problem with that.
Would you be mad? To be honest, I'd feel some type of way if my kid was like on a self-healing journey and told me shit about my horoscope. They're like, Dad, you're like a Gemini. Like, Dad, like, you know how like that. You know how that.
You're like, if my dad
Libras.
brought up any of the shit that I would bring up, or if my kid brought up any of the shit that I would bring up, I would be pissed. It's like, that is such, when you think about it, it is your rising sign. I'd be like,
listen here, little motherfucker.
So I'm rising the fucking, I'm rising the months on this fucking grounding I'm about to give you.
What's not rising is my tolerance for your little ass.
I'll tell you what. What does your moon chart say about this ass whooping?
So, do you think you'd be a discipliner as a parent?
Finally, episode 11 is where we talk about hitting kids. All right.
Look, man, I got disciplined as a child.
I got disciplined.
Yeah.
I got discipline.
Oh, brother. Especially living in a Samoan family.
No, you got discipline.
Different. It's a different type of time.
I had altercations. You got disciplined.
It's like, brother, you had and so naturally, that's my natural inclination. But at the same time, I'm like, it worked out for me. You know what I'm saying? But then I think about it, I'm like, would I want that for my kid?
I mean, look, ideally, I have a kid that I could just look at and be like, bro,
Bro,
and
I'm disappointed.
And he's just like, my bad,
and he
dog.
shouted
Like,
about
you know,
this. Like, she
like,
shouted about this. She was like,
that would be
I'm
perfect. If I could have a
disappointed.
kid and I'm just like, bro, and they're just like, my bad, dog. Like, that would be
bro,
ideal.
I'm not.
But
Like, that
also-
was my brother. Like, you could look at my brother disappointed, and my brother would get the gist, and he would make the corrections just based off of like
You were like me, though.
me. Brother,
like, I
you
couldn't
had to
look-
put hands on it. Like, I was like, what the fuck you talking? Nah, that ass. So
Man, I remember one time, for me specifically, I got my little sister.
which one?
Eliza, middle one.
Come on, Liza.
When I was in high school, so she's a couple years younger than me. I remember, she went on my crush's Facebook wall and wrote on it, "Are you and my brother dating?"
How fucking dare you?
And
Why?
And when I tell you, I reacted horribly. That was, for me, yeah, that was the end of the world. That might as well have been
yeah.
Tower 1 and Tower 2. It was truly a tragedy dealing with that.
Look,
And I remember,
and it makes sense because inside job.
and it's the ones you know. And I just remember being so mortified about that, which in hindsight I was like, fuck. But at the time,
it means everything.
it means everything. And I remember in the moment, brother sister shit, I like Charlie horsed her, like I like hit her in the leg, and I did it too hard. Objectively, I was like, I'm so sorry. Like we were talking, I was like, I'm so sorry. Like I fucked, brother sister shit. It happened, right? She walks outside and tells my mom, but I'm thinking I'm good.
Yeah.
Dog.
Mom comes in.
I walk outside, I meet her halfway, and she's like, "You like to hit girls, motherfucker?"
Damn.
Big
That sounds like
clocks
Mama
me
Joan.
in the
Mama Joan don't play
clocks
no
me
shit.
in the nose. Clocks me in the nose, kicks me out of the house. And had to stay at my homie's house for that. And you know what? As long as that comment was deleted off the Facebook wall, I would have done whatever it took.
He's like, Mom, I'm sorry, but did she delete it?
It just that hurt, but also like, can we refresh the page? I just want to make sure it's not there.
It's so funny looking back at shit that mattered in the moment. But isn't that everything?
I mean, I don't know if you have something like that, but for me, I just remember there was those moments.
Is there a moment?
I would like to. This is great.
Are we talking about siblings or are we just talking about it life?
I don't even. Whatever you're laughing about sounds like what I should put on the internet.
Oh, buddy. I'm not sure. I think our podcast might get canceled.
I can't wait. I can't fucking wait.
I think if you're hearing the chuckles in the background, it's Donkey. And those who know, they know. Kelly is our executive producer.
Why are we deflected?
No, we are not.
Okay.
I'm just trying to figure out which story to tell. I'm trying to figure out which story to tell.
Whatever one you want, dude.
Let's go the safer route.
You know what? It's cool. We don't got to go Black Diamond right now. We can do double Black Diamond. I'm cool. We can do like a.
I remember going to. I'm from Federal Way, Washington. There's a city called Bethel.
Okay.
Bethel is out in the boonies, and so it's like 45 minutes from where we would consider the city.
Right.
Go out there. My cousin is dating the girl who he eventually ends up marrying. It starts snowing out there. We get stuck out there, but I'm still in high school. Brother, I'm with my cousin. I'm with my brother. We're just staying at, my cousin's girlfriend's house. No call, no show is what we called it growing up.
Okay.
No call, no show. Brother, I didn't have a cell phone until I was 18. I didn't have a cell phone until my senior year.
That's actually okay. All
yeah,
right.
brother. I was like, you wanted to hit me. Hit me on the landline.
You needed to send a letter.
Brother, hit me on the landline or hit me on AOL.
Okay.
You Are Gorgeous was my screen name.
That's okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Brother, we started early.
You know what you were doing there.
We started early.
Okay. This makes sense.
Get home the next day. No call, no show.
Okay.
My dad, I'm 6'2". I'm like, I'm not a small guy, but I'm not a huge guy. My brother is like 6'4", 6. My dad's 6'5", like probably like solid 250. And that's in shape. You know what I'm saying? Just a burly Samoan. We get in, and all he says, he just is like, come to the room. Brother, like anytime somebody has to tell you to go in the room you already reside in, dog, like
get in the house. I was getting in the house.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Not even the house. A room you already sleep in.
Okay.
He's like, come in the room.
How old are you?
I'm 17.
Oh my. Okay.
I don't have a cell phone.
At 17, my dad headbutted me, but that's a different story.
Brother, we're there. And I know my other Samoans that are watching this, my other Islanders, Pacific Islanders, you'll feel this. We go there, and my dad's a great guy. Gator don't play no shit. We go there, and he's like, I thought I told y'all if y'all stay the night out, let me know. My brother is quiet. My brother don't say nothing. And now that I think back on it, I'm like, brother, you set me up my whole life being like you
said, Dwayne will say it. I'm not even.
You tapped
Go
into
ahead.
a pool of wisdom that I didn't have the privy like swimming in. My brother doesn't say nothing, so
Okay.
I feel like my first year, I was like, bro, it was snowing, dog. Like, what you want us to do? The dude didn't make it out. What you want us came out,
That was about as far as we got.
brother. When I tell you the head went through the drywall, I'm not even like, it was just like one motion, pow. And we just, and then I sat with my thoughts. I was like, you know what, dog?
And I had to pick him up out of the drywall.
We probably should have rethought this a little bit. Shout out, but that
Live and learn.
live and learn, brother.
I did a lot of learning.
Don't Charlie horse your sister.
Don't stay.
Don't stay out. When
Don't
it
stay out in the
snows.
snow.
Don't stay out.
I
in
haven't
the snow.
done either. I haven't done either since.
Look, I don't know who said. Is it Stevie Nicks that mentioned the snow-covered hills?
She did, yes.
That bitch didn't have a Samoan dad. Let me tell you, she did not. She did
The
not
landslide brought you down? No,
Yeah, no.
no. Daryl did. I tell you what.
It was not. It wasn't the landslide. I can tell you that.
I fucking promise you that.
Yeah.
That's Lord.
And so, shout out to the. It happens. You live and you learn.
Yeah, so I don't know if I'm gonna necessarily be that guy by any means. I don't think I want to send my kid's head through drywall.
Yeah, we all have our own war stories.
We all
have our own stories.
I feel like the ideal version of this for me is just like I said, having a kid who I'm just like, bro, and they're like, all right, I get you.
Yeah.
I think the harder thing for me would be having daughters though, because
Getting away with murder.
Because when I see the way, especially like either be my sisters or whoever, that relationship between mothers and daughters, like that teenage time,
Brother.
I'm like, this is the Iraq war, brother. This is an this is a senseless war that was about resources that neither one of us, everyone's lying here.
As a male who has put in self-work to learn how to love.
That's how I'm starting every sentence.
Yeah.
With any,
Come on.
as a male who's done self-work.
Who has learned to appreciate and love women properly. Brother, my daughter will get away with murder. And I might help hide the body. brother. Like I'm just like, you know what? What do we need to do? What do we need to do?
That's how you feel. I don't know if I'm. I couldn't tell you. I really believe that. I've always believed I'm gonna have 2 boys. I'm gonna have 2 sons.
Bro, I've had a dream where I have 3 girls. I know I'm gonna be a girl dad. I actually pray that I am a girl dad.
I would be cool with it. I think I'd like it. I think the boys would hate it though, because I'd be like, well, clearly she's right. So
boys might get drywall treatment. I can't. I'm joking. I'm joking. Don't
drywall treatment is a crazy fucking thing to say.
But I know. As soon as my daughter seems upset, brother, I'm folding. The Luca, my husky, she gets upset. It's not the same treatment Ahi and Zeke get. Ahi and Zeke, I'll be like, bro, get outside. Luca is like, she barks twice. I'm like, what do you want, baby?
How do we make this work?
Yeah, how do we figure this out?
Jinx.
Did you?
Jinx.
Okay, I won't say nothing.
But yeah, that's definitely, I can see that coming. I can see that coming for sure. What I do know is also as well, we were doing a bunch of music stuff before this. We were just rapping and bullshitting around. And we were talking about,
felt good.
I know earlier today we were talking about one of your friends who was talking about how just kind of in music right now, you just feel like out of love with it. And part of me I was wondering whether or not that's just like every creative pursuit and that's just the time we're in, or if that's just music specifically right now.
I don't even think it's music specifically. I think it's anything that you love. Whether it's person, you have to reinvent the ways that you love people. You have to remind yourself of the ways and the things that made you fall in love, because sometimes you can start to take things for granted, like gifts, whether it's a craft, whether it's a person, and be like, yo, bro, I've been feeling this for so long that like it's monotonous, and you can take it for granted. You know what I'm saying?
I know for sure, especially with music, that's something that I feel all the time, where it's like you wanted so bad to be this for so long that
Absolutely.
When you're there, you feel bad if you're like, you feel bad if you have anything to say about it, or you're like, I don't really know. And I think, because I agree with you, I don't think it's just music. I think it's everything creative right now.
Facts.
It's just this weird place where I don't. It's kind of. I use the allegory, or the analogy rather, of AI in the sense where it's like we're training computers to do anything we want them to do, right?
Yes.
And it's like, well, why are
with no feeling?
Why aren't we making them do all the odd jobs and shit that no one wants to do? Why are we teaching these computers how to do art, music, film? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I think when you start seeing that, you start going, oh, okay, well, it's less about the perspective that's creating it and more about just like, oh, I could copy that.
Not even a question. And I think like, no matter how savvy technology gets, technology is only as savvy as the creator. You know what I'm saying? So like, but the fact that technology depends on the creator, we are no different. Like our creativity comes from a source. It comes from something that we don't know. You know what I'm saying? The difference is like, AI is a responsive thing, where with us, it's an innate thing. Like you can't, AI only can articulate a heartbreak so much. It just takes the nouns and adjectives that describe a heartbreak. A human actually goes through and feels, so it can articulate something totally different than just seeing and describing, opposed to actually feeling.
Yeah, I think that musically, which, I'm not one of those doomers. Like, I do think music is in an awesome place in some places, and I do think it could be fun and cool and shit. But I do think that a huge component of creativity is pushing out an experience, something like, it's like giving birth a little bit in the sense of like, hey, like I have a perspective and this is how I uniquely define it or describe it. And I feel like with a lot of what's going on creatively, you just go like, oh, okay, well, I could look up a type beat and I could do a type rap and then I could
it's no longer, music is in my opinion, majority of music isn't necessarily an expression of feeling. It's an expression of business. So we look for what are the trends, what are the pockets, what are the cadences that are working, and then mimic that. Everybody is like, yo, you talk to A&Rs, A&Rs send you a list, and they're like, we're looking for this type of record. And it's like, what good is it to be a chef when somebody is telling you, they're like, bro, you can have a...
Anyway, here's the salmon recipe.
Yeah, facts.
Just make sure it tastes like... It's like, sure, you can do... I think for me, it's a level of like conveyor belt-ism to it all, where it's like, okay, well, as long as I do the thing that's like the thing, then I did my job. And I feel like that's so many people making music right now. And I
feel like that's life, low key, because I feel like that's what it is. That's a lot of time, in my opinion, that's a lot of times like what relationships is and what marriage is. People are like, yo, I'm this age. I have to be married by this time. I got to have a kid by this time. And it's like, when you look at your surroundings, a lot of the people that they judge.
It's like we were talking when we were at Buffalo Wild Wings. I was like, I don't think I have a friend whose parents aren't divorced.
Fact. Which is crazy to me that we're programmed to be like, we got to be married by this certain age. And I'm like, yo, do we not look
at
around?
the last class?
Facts. Like, did we not look at the last graduating class?
I'm literally like, that is a true thing though, because I really am like, I don't have many friends whose parents aren't divorced.
And shout out to the people whose parents are still together.
That's fucking awesome.
That's
but
amazing.
Even then,
but that's not
at
the
this point. I just consider them all divorced, and it's like the ones that are on good terms. I'm like, they might as well be married. Like,
bro, it's just like kind of like a lot of just like playing against the stencil or drawing with the stencil, hoping that you draw the perfect picture. And it's like, that ain't even really what you want to draw. That ain't even really how you want to express yourself. And yet we just do it because that's the norm. That's considered the norm.
Well, I think you do it because it is marketed aspirationally. And I don't think that I don't think people are wrong, because I think people naturally, innately as humans, aspire. So they like want something better, right? And I think that they get marketed or seen these things from, like I said, because if you think about it, like the class, like their parents, a lot of them stayed together,
Right.
And maybe they just like didn't think they could get out, or it was more of a sacred thing, whatever it was. But like there was a level of, okay, this is just how things are done, where I look now and shout out to those who do it. Like truly, nothing sounds scarier to me than like being like 58 and being like, yeah, we're just going to get divorced.
Bro, after logging in 20, 30 years, bro, like, and I get it. People, you change, people grow. And that just because both of us are growing doesn't mean we're growing in the same direction. I get it. At the same time, people ain't making it 20 years. People ain't making it 15. People ain't making it 10 years.
Barely making 20 months.
I'm hearing like divorces that are 2 years, 3 years, 1 year. And it's like, bro, we could have just... I got an iPick movie pass that lasts longer than that.
I feel like if you get divorced after a year, it's just like you can just return for your money back. Like, like that. At that point, it's just...
My commitment to Verizon was 2 years, and I know people that didn't last that long. My phone contract shouldn't last longer than your marriage.
And she's like, and she was a terrible wife.
Yeah.
All right.
And she was like, yo, my connection with my husband wasn't as good as your service, and that's why we ended it.
And here we are.
I
get that.
Can you hear me now? No, I can't.
No, I can't. Because you took a girl's trip to New Orleans and you won't tell me what happened.
Question. You find Not New Orleans. You find somebody you are head over heels with, right? You know they're the one. They know you're the one. She tells you, Cole, I love you to death. Smittens to my mittens. I don't even know what that means, but it sounds good. You know what I'm saying? She's like, I don't want to. She's like, I don't want to.
I hear you. But smittens to my mittens is
romantic, no?
It's insane.
Oh, okay.
It's insane.
Look, brother, be crazy. Be crazy sometimes.
All right.
They say, I don't want to get married, but you have my vow as a partnership. How do you feel about that?
Like they just don't want to do the ceremony?
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Word.
I think
they don't even want to go to the courthouse. They don't want to make it legal. They're like, yo, you are my partner in life, and you got my word.
To be honest with you, those are like the healthiest older couples I see.
See, that's what I be thinking.
Cause I see older
when
people.
you shoot your shot,
there's
don't
nothing.
say
Is there anything cooler than seeing that like 70-year-old dude who's like, yeah, that's my girlfriend, and you look and they've been together for 30 years. You're just like,
and people will clown
why change
that.
it?
People will clown that, and they're like, no. Marriage is a legal thing. Marriage is a legal thing, and I know we like to talk about like I'm a spiritual man. I'm a godly man, and we talk about it. It's do your research. That's all I say.
No, yeah. So
if it's a godly thing, it shouldn't have anything business related to it.
But to answer your question, yeah, no,
you wouldn't care.
I wouldn't care.
I'm with you, brother.
I wouldn't care. I feel like you want to have selfishly, I want to have like a ceremony because I feel.
If that's what she wants, look, I'm cool. Whatever she's like, but let's split a bologna sandwich. I don't even eat bologna like that. I used to eat fried bologna growing up, but we was down. Was
that your struggle meal?
Hell no.
What was your struggle meal?
Syrup sandwiches, for sure. Syrup sandwiches. You want a mic?
Is that is that syrup and butter or what's the?
No, it's just syrup and bread.
Just syrup and bread,
bro. We see, or like if you didn't have milk, we see cereal with condensed milk, like the canned milk.
Yeah.
And just add water to it. Nah, syrup sandwiches, fried bologna for sure. Fried bologna with mustard. And you put it in the pan, and when it bubbles up, that's when you knew to take the red ring off.
I would do. I mean, obviously, top ramen is obvious. That's just like natural. That's not like a.
See, we ain't have.
No, top ramen was for sure for me.
Top ramen is gold right now. Top ramen is gold for me right now.
But the two things that I would go crazy on is, one is I would do. There was this can of chili. It was like Denson's chili. And I'll put hella lemon pepper in that, and it was.
Oh, you had seasoning.
It went. Bro, I had seasoning.
You had seasoning, dog. You coming with the fixes?
And then the microwave nachos went fucking ballistic. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
the microwave nachos was where we were at.
Nah, it was like we had access to bread, bologna, and cheese, and not all at the same time. It was like a grilled cheese to us. Deadass was like, bro. Before we found out, before George Foreman did his magical work, we would put grilled cheese in the mic. Put a slab, 2 slabs of cheese on one slice of bread. Put it in the mic. Pull it out, and then you put the other one on top. Because if you put them both in, they both have like a certain texture that wasn't very pleasant. But
that sounds fucking hectic.
No, brother, that's what they would call that today? Multitasking.
Oh, goddamn. Well, I just saw my storage on my iPhone.
But it's perfect timing. We are running an hour on the money.
They don't got to see my face now. It really doesn't matter. They didn't even come for my face. That's not even what they're here for.
Brother. Come on.
No.
Slide into the camera, brother.
All right.
This is how we committed we are.
So,
this is how we committed we are to.
Yeah, man.
Thank you for tapping into that.
He said, "Do you have any questions you want to ask me while I'm sitting like I'm on a shrink couch?"
I do. Are you ready for another Twisted Tea, brother?
Only if I could freestyle the Kanye West beats.
That happens here on the Alex Show. Thank y'all for tapping in. Episode 11, bro.
Guys, what's going on? It's your host, Hunter Diallo, and
Mama calls me Dwayne.
And when one phone dies, one phone lives, and that's all that really matters. Episode 11. Hopefully you guys like this. I know this was a little all over the place, but you got to blame the Glendale Buffalo Wild Wings. And
Buffalo Wild Wings, we tagging y'all. Y'all already know. Y'all already know. Come on, Buffalo.
Yes, Lord. All right, love you guys.
When everything I wanted paying off. Hope it don't take too long. Hope it don't take too long. Sipping all night in the bed, she needs me. Send out the text, but it might get risky. Pour out the juice, but the shit ain't simply. No. Now you all alone, feel so empty. Praying on the low, say come get me. Don't pick up the phone, might just tell me.